A warframe player who tried to exploit an unintended mechanic found out about a saryn interaction with the dual ichor's cloud. This is what happened to his brain. JC is a 45-year-old male presenting to the emergency room unconscious. Paramedics tell the admitting nurse that they heard him having multiple seizures in the ambulance. He was clutching a keyboard in his hand and they were unable to make him let go of it. JC was a warframe player that was getting ready for Gauss Prime release. He really wanted the new warframe because that would allow him to finally reach the coveted legendary rank 4. But he was running out of platinum, the video game's digital currency, after he spent 200 real American dollars on topping up his Warframe account to buy a 6,000 platinum Stug Riven. His wife told him that it was a bad idea, but he said that OMG, godlike roll, gets an incarnon and will sell the Riven and I will be rich, he said.
Everyone knows that the Stug will never be good, not even with an incarnon.
Now, without a single platinum to his name, he started to think of a way to farm platinum to buy Gauss Prime. He went to Steel Path to farm arcanes, but he came to the conclusion that his mains, Ember and Banshee, are actually shit, and haven't been good at the game for the last half-decade, if even that. He starts scouring the internet for OP builds, and he finds about Saryn. After 2 weeks of theory crafting, he decided on a saryn build, since the Sentinel restores shields after several kills, prime the enemies full of status to shield gate, and so he could make full use of primed redirection. He also used handspring instead of prime sure-footed, because he wasted all his formas on a clickbait Gotfa prime build. But everyone knows that non-AoE rifles are useless in a horde looter-shooter game. In his Nautilus, he attached Shivering Contagion in order to freeze the enemies that managed to reach him, just in case. His biggest mistake came to fruition when he slotted 2 emerald shards that increased the stacks of corrosion up to 14, making a full armor strip. This means his enemies would have hyposideradosis, or lack of iron, in their armor. But several hours in testing the build, something unexpected happened. He grouped the enemies, activated his spores, filled his meter, and slammed the clump. All the grouped enemies died, but the cloud was spreading to the other enemies in the vicinity, producing critical case of Echorifumoflictus, Toxosingularitate, or a self-sustaining cloud of toxic gas caused by the dual ichor that just keep proking itself over and over. He kept watching in dismay as all the enemies died without him being close to them. Enemies were dying so fast that he was struggling to even keep up with the clouds. This sparked a light bulb in JC's brain, as he thought of using Sahasa Kubro to dig him energy while he went full AFK, in order to farm way more efficiently. While we are at it, let's theory craft a very good Sahasa build, he thought. He used the Latron as some sort of critical chance stat stick. For his Kubrao, he also changed his growing power to brief respite, and his primed redirection to catalyzing shields, just in case. He spent a long time trying to find the perfect spot to go AFK, looking tirelessly through the tile set. Until he found it, he made his setup, and it all went exactly how he expected. His pack leader mod kept giving his pet overguard gate, since the ichor clouds somehow count as melee hits. But here's the problem. Like Robert Downey Jr. said, you never go full AFK.
Everybody knows you never go full AFK.
But he went AFK. We don't know what happened to him after going AFK, but his neighbors called the police because they heard gunshots in his house. Once the police allowed the paramedics to come in, they told us that he had 9 self-inflicted pistol wounds at the back of his head. He is brought to the emergency room, where we are now. JC didn't survive, but this is a cautionary tale of why you never go full AFK. Thanks for much for watching, and be well.
Wait. About what?
You serious? You don't know. Everybody knows you never go full AFK.
What do you mean?
Check it out. Octavia, Diva in a corner, looks AFK, asks AFK, not AFK. Yeah, she stays in one spot, pressing the music. He's listening, sure, but not AFK. You know with the most cringe? Yeah, dudes watching anime in the background? Maybe. but she's providing more healing and utility than a goddamn a dang AFK. She's an EU warframe. No any eagers to dull AFK and carry. You went full FK, man. Never go full FK. You don't buy that? Ask Alionte 2 weeks ago. Remember? He went full FK. And he sent him back to 55.